It's match number 29 in Sharjah. It's teams led by VK and DK, and we've got AC to enlighten you on the A to Z of who to pick, who not to pick in your fantasy team, right here on My 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricinfo. Up first, we've got a very important pro tip for you. Make a note. Go with the quality of Virat Kohli and the big hitting ability of Eoin Morgan. Aakash, do you concur?
Without doubt, because Kohli, the thing with Kohli is that the first three games where he didn't get enough runs was just an aberration. And once he gets on a roll, he's the kind of player who would continue piling on the runs. Otherwise, in 2020 cricket, Manish, I tend to say that if somebody has scored 2 or 3 good scores, don't look towards them because the failure is around the corner, but not with Kohli and not when he's facing Kolkata. So yes, go with Kohli and go with Morgan. Morgan has missed out on a couple of occasions, so he's due to fire now.
Right, a quick update on player availability. Andre Russell did injure his knee again in that game against Punjab. Even though the turnaround time is quick for this game, we believe he should make it. Right, a quick reminder of the rules as well. Please note that every user on My 11 Circle has 100 credits available to form the team. Each player has been assigned individual credit values, and users have to pick players from 4 categories: batsmen, bowlers, wicket keepers, and all-rounders, with a maximum of 7 players from one particular team. Right, the first name on our recommended 11 is the champion Virat Kohli, who's been in terrific form ever since that super over against Mumbai. He scored 205 runs in the last 3 innings at a strike rate of 142, and he looks good for plenty more. Let his be the first name on your team as well. Eoin Morgan will be our vice captain. Barring one game, Morgan has clicked in every game for Kolkata. He scored 167 runs so far this season at a strike rate of 135. Now, since 2018, in all T20s, he has hit a 4 or a 6 every 5.7 balls in the middle overs. In Sharjah, where the boundaries have been coming in dozens, Morgan should prosper. So Virat Kohli and Eoin Morgan, the captain and the vice captain. Nitish Rana features on our top picks. Now, he's been getting starts this season, but has failed to convert them into big ones. The run out in that last game will make him hungry to go big this time. A small ground and a good batting wicket should work in his favour. He also has a pretty good record against Bangalore. Shubman Gill, the highest run getter so far for Kolkata this season, with 220 runs at an average of 44 and a strike rate of 117. Gill is someone who could play the anchor role and bat through the innings, while the others around him can keep the scoring going at a fair clip. He will enjoy the batting conditions in Sharjah. Chris Morris is the other name on our top picks. He put up a stellar show in his first game in the tournament. He picked up 3 wickets for just 19 runs in his 4 overs. He's a gun fielder as well, and he can smash a few boundaries. So go for him, we say. Now, Aakash, this is what our top picks look like. Virat Kohli, Eoin Morgan, Nitish Rana, Shubman Gill, and Chris Morris. Are you good with Rana in the top picks? Has he shown you enough spark to deserve that spot?
It's an interesting choice, actually, but then you're looking at the quality of both the sides. Did we pick AB de Villiers by any chance, or we missed his name? If we did, I think AB de Villiers should be a part of that top 5 players, because you're going back to Sharjah. And Sharjah, of course, for Bangalore, it's their first game. The pitch is flat, the ground is small, the ball is going to land on that road outside the ground a few times. So I think AB de Villiers, I'll put his name.
We'll figure. Let us unravel our recommended 11 slowly. For now, it's time to take a look at who our differential picks are. There are 2 of them. Devdutt Padikkal, who's been giving his team steady starts more often than not. He scored 350s already in 6 games in this tournament. He strikes at 131 in the power play, and that should only go higher on a small ground like Sharjah. Sunil Narine, now there is a question mark on his action, but he's been bowling in the second half of the innings off late and has been terrific for Kolkata. He becomes doubly effective when batsmen try to go after him. Again, on a small ground, batsmen will go after him, and that gives Narine a higher chance of picking up wickets. So Devdutt Padikkal and Sunil Narine, the 2 differential picks. Now let's unravel our recommended 11. Now this should make Aakash Chopra smile, because AB de Villiers is there, the only wicketkeeper in our 11. We're going in with 5 batsmen. That has Virat Kohli, the captain, Padikkal, Shubman Gill, Nitish Rana, and Morgan, who's going to be a vice captain. 3 all-rounders in Sunil Narine, Chris Morris, and Andre Russell. We believe he will be ready in time for this game, and we're going in with 2 bowlers in Pat Cummins and Navdeep Saini. And if you look at our substitutes, there's Aaron Finch, Dinesh Karthik, Yuzvendra Chahal, and Prasidh Krishna. Prasidh Krishna did pretty well in that first game, but he is in the subs this time for us. Is it the Sharjah factor?
He should actually be in the subs, to be honest, because he'll be playing only second game of the season, and that too against Bangalore on a very small outfield. So I'd actually be tempted to get the Finch somehow. If he's coming cheap, I'll have him there because I think Finch is due to fire. And the other guy I'll really keep in mind and keep an eye on is Yuzi Chahal, because no matter how small the ground is, he's someone who's been able to weave his magic even at the Chinnaswamy Stadium in India. So once that's the case, Sharjah is still, I think, as big, if not slightly bigger, than the games, rather the home venue for his side, Bangalore. So Yuzi Chahal and Aaron Finch will be my two guys that I'll be keeping a very close eye on.
Now, we've picked Pat Cummins and Navdeep Saini as the two bowlers in our recommended 11, but we've got an alternate scenario for you as well. If the same pitch as the Rajasthan-Delhi game is used, it may be a slow surface and could assist the spinners, especially in the second innings. So if Bangalore bowls second, you can consider bringing in Washington Sundar for Navdeep Saini. Lots for you to think about. But guess what? Generally, when people build their fantasy teams, it's a mix of caution, backing players who are in form, trying to steer clear of those who haven't been in touch. But guess what? We've got a high-risk 11 as well. We've got a high-risk player as part of the ESPN Cricinfo think tank. Shrestha Shah is his name, who will be sharing his fantasy pick team with us, full of risks. So Shrestha, what's your team looking like?
Well, I have some changes from the team which you recommended. What I would do is I'd have Dinesh Karthik and AB de Villiers as the wicket keepers. Virat Kohli as the captain, Devdutt Padikkal, Shubman Gill, Rahul Tripathi, Eoin Morgan as the vice captain, Chris Morris, Varun Chakravarti, Yuzvendra Chahal, and Prasidh Krishna. So I've made 5 changes to the 11 which you've suggested. I've removed Nitish Rana and got in Dinesh Karthik because of Karthik's great form, and Rana's been a little inconsistent. DK also gives you a lot of points for catches and stumping. I've gotten Rahul Tripathi for Sunil Narayan because, Narayan has been warned for an action, for a suspect action, and Tripathi opens the batting. So Narayan might not be among the wickets, and Tripathi will have the most chances of scoring runs. Then I've gotten Varun Chakravarti for Andre Russell. I'm leaving Russell out. It's a dangerous call. But the thing with Russell is he has a knee injury, and he may not bowl, and he might bat very low. And Varun Chakravarti offers you 4 overs of wicket-taking bowling, and he might get a lot of success. Yuzvendra Chahal instead of Pat Cummins. Chahal, same reason. He's a wicket taker, and Pat Cummins has been very expensive in Sharjah before, and you don't want negative points for your economy. And finally, I've got in Prasidh Krishna for Navdeep Saini. This is a bit of a punt because Navdeep is obviously the more better bowler, but Prasidh can take you wickets at the death, while teams often want to see Navdeep Saini out, and wickets get you points here.
Right, so you now have 3 different perspectives. You saw Shrestha's high-risk 11, you heard from Aakash Chopra, and you saw our recommended 11 as well. Think of all that we offered on this show. Go get your teams ready. For now, thanks so much, Aakash, for joining us on My 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricinfo.